You can choose a friend, but you cannot choose a brother or sister, just as you cannot choose a neighbor. There is a lot we can benefit from all our neighbors, including Angola. And our neighbors have also a lot to benefit from us. As your president, I want to see good neighborhood along all our borders. And I'm asking Namibians to join me in fulfilling this endeavor in our words and action. We don't need to be aggressive to one another. We don't need to be violent against one another. We must just find one another. In that way, we will be able to grow together.
Yes, you can't choose a brother or a sister or a neighbor, but you can choose a friend. Those are not my words, those are words of a president of Namibia, Excellency Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, who requested for good neighborhood. How many African leaders can stood up and speak like Madam President, Excellency Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah? You heard yourself what Madam Netumbo has calling for Namibians to strengthen good neighborhood, not just neighbor, good neighborhood. We have seen in some countries where you saw xenophobic attack, where you saw Africans being called foreigners. So how is it possible that Africans can be a foreigner within the continent of Africa? So I think this is a clear message to all of us, the people of Africa who love this continent, that we are one, we are Africans. Let us strengthen good neighborhood. Let us work together. Let us trade among ourselves. Let us not speak for too long. Watch and listen a full speech from Madam President, Excellency Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, the President of Namibia. Then I'll come back to you to conclude what we heard from Madam President. You are welcome.
Director of Ceremonies, our path to sustainable development depends on how well we empower our entrepreneurs, including small business people. This expo is not just a social event. It's a platform for collaboration, learning, and growth. It's a space where ideas are exchanged, partnerships are formed, and opportunities are unlocked. Let all the exhibitors and visitors have a takeaway home. I am informed, and the mayor has confirmed that this year the exhibition period has been reduced from 7 to 3 days due to limited resources and possible community support. I therefore call upon all the residents and stakeholders to take ownership of this event. Support your town, participate actively. The success of such initiative depends on collective commitment. I am fully aware of the economic situation in Helau-Nafidi and its impact in the business community. And that's why I said we should not despair. There is always a way to handle problems. We have to engage as a matter of urgency in order to find a solution and to bring more life to Helau-Nafidi. One thing, you have infrastructures, they are here. During the forum, I was informed that there are quite a number of projects which are just by the door and they want to get into the Namibia once we remove all the red types. I would therefore like to say to the business people of Helau-Nafidi, you are not excluded in looking at those projects, as we are doing everything we can to remove those red types. So therefore, to the business people and investors, I say, work closely with the Launafidi Town Council and the regional authorities. Invest in the socio-economic development of this town. Together, let us build a strong, more inclusive economy that leaves no one behind. As a border town, you are a potential candidate to benefit from the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. And that's why, as I said earlier, there are projects on the door just waiting. And we have identified those ready types, mostly in the area of immigration and customs, taxes, permits, and many others. And this is what we are looking into very seriously in order to open the doors for us to build our economy. Director of Ceremonies, as we enter the election month, Namibians will once again demonstrate the strength of our democracy. On the 27th November 2025, our people will head to the polls to elect regional and local authority leaders. I urge all eligible voters to participate peacefully and responsibly in this important democratic exercise. For me, as your president, those elections are very critical, as those to be elected must believe in the policies of the 8th administration as articulated in NDP 6, in order to work with us to deliver, or with me as an elected representative, to deliver on the commitments I have made to the Namibian people. Those commitments include quality service delivery, youth empowerment, job creation, eradication of poverty, among others. And those are central. Once we address them, everything will fall in place. And knowing Namibians as I know, we can all do that. There should be nothing that can stop us. We just need all of us to believe in one thing. As I say, with one heart and one mind. Director of Ceremony, at this point, I wish to acknowledge, to recognize and nurture the talents of young people, whether in sports, innovation, entrepreneur, or creative industry, among others, and to fully integrate their potential into the economy of our nation. This theme is talking to the center of our priorities, as the 8th administration, that is youth empowerment. And that is why the government has not hesitated to operationalize the National Youth Fund that is capitalized with 257 million Namibian dollars. We did so because we believe that the youth are the future. We believe if our youth are motivated, are organized, they will be able definitely to take this country out of poverty. Something that no Namibian wants to hear. Director of Ceremonies, Launafidi is not only a name on a map. It carries a legacy of a true Namibian, a fearless freedom fighter, and a believer in one Namibia, one nation. Comrade Launafidi Nabot known as Camilo, a son of this soil, who served as a plant political commissar and a freedom fighter during our struggle. He dedicated his life to the cause of Namibia's independence, and through his courage and sacrifice, his name became a symbol of resilience and self-determination, particularly among the citizens or residents of Helao Nafidi. Wherever his spirit rests, we can be certain that he would like to take pride in seeing this town growing, united in prosperity. As we gather here today, let us draw aspiration from his example and commit ourselves to the value for which he stood: hard work, unity, sacrifice, and unyielding belief in a better future. In that spirit, we must remember that it cannot be business as usual. We must embrace innovation and find ways to deliver services more efficiently and equitably. Our people expect and deserve improved access to land, housing, sanitation, water, and electricity. As a government, we remain committed to ensure that Namibians, regardless of where they are, they must enjoy a decent standard of living. However, we need to work together. The nation, the government, and the private sector. On the 24th of October 2025, I have launched the Namibia Public-Private Forum that will be held annually. The purpose of the forum is to create space for the government and the private sector in a formal setting to engage in order to appreciate each other's responsibility in the process of nation building, economic advancement, to grow our economy, create jobs, and take our people out of poverty for a balanced shared prosperity. The outcome of the forum is very encouraging. In the course of the coming week, I will appoint 3 task forces: 1 on economic recovery, 2 on health, and 3 on housing, as agreed at the forum. This task force will be composed of Namibians from the private sector as well as the public sector. The government has also to make some adjustments to create conducive environment for the private sector, while the private sector will respond to the government's priority areas for social and economic development. We are all aware, and I'm sure those of you have followed, you have heard of the commitments we made in the area of immigrations, in the area of finance, in the area of to make it easy for one to do business in Namibia, as well as in the area of permit. We are going to work on that very seriously and to implement the short-term programs as a way of making sure that the long-term programs are also implemented. It is my hope that next year the forum will even be better in organization and outcome. Equally important, one of the forum outcomes is that the government and the private sector have agreed to work together for the good of our people. Director of Ceremonies, I have observed with consent the conflict that sometimes arises between local authorities and residents in many parts of our country. This conflict delays service delivery and weakens community trust. I call upon all stakeholders to engage one another with honesty and agency. Let us build a partnership, not division. Let us find practical and lasting solutions to challenges that compromise local development. Without collaboration and understanding, there will be no winner. Both the community and the council will lose. Remember, unity is strength. The town of Helena, Fiji occupies a strategic location as a gateway to our neighbor Angola. The mayor alluded to that. This position offers tremendous potential for cross-border trade and cooperation. This expo therefore presents a unique opportunity to strengthen business ties and promote regional growth through the movement of people, goods, service, and knowledge.
Welcome. Yes, welcome back, brothers and sisters. You heard a lot from Madam President, Excellency Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa. Of course, one thing that she's insisting is the issue of good neighborhood. As Africans, we need to strengthen a neighborhood. Not just neighborhood, good neighborhood, where we will respect each other, we will trade among ourselves, we will allow free movement of people and goods. But we have seen in other countries where even those who are supposed to strengthen good neighborhood are the ones who are creating obstacles. You remember one of the Nigerian general advised the government of Nigeria to build the wall between Sahel and Nigeria for the sake of believing that when things will become worse in Sahel, Africans in Sahel will learn or will rush to Nigeria. So he advised the government, federal government of Nigeria, to build a wall between Nigeria and the Sahel. But things have turned around, brothers and sisters. As I speak to you now, you know what Trump has said about Nigeria, to send a troop to fight in Nigeria. Are we safe? Are we safe as Africans by being to continue in this division? So what Madam President is talking about in dialect is issue of unity and working together and coming together. Apart from that, Madam President has insisted the issue of creating jobs for young people. You know, this continent, and I continue to insist this and to talk about this, if we are not careful, there is a silence bomb in this continent. The silence bomb is unemployment to our youth. As you know, Africa is the youngest continent with a population of more than 70% of young people who are below 30. So if these young people are not going to be accommodated in good manner in industries, in agriculture, and various sectors where they can express and show their abilities and do what is good in life for the continent of Africa or for their nations, this is a silence bomb. And you heard Madam President insisting to create jobs for young men and women of this continent. And I urge you, other politicians, African leaders, to think about creating jobs. You know, we have been told that there's some investors are coming to create jobs. That is not the jobs that we want as Africans. We want Africans to create their own jobs. We have minerals, we have resources. Why don't we allow Africans to process their natural resources, to process agricultural products? Why we are waiting the Chinese to do so for us? Is it true that for more than 60, let us assume 60 years, for more than 60 years after independence, we don't have technologies, we don't have people who can process cotton. We don't have people who can process gold. If Burkina Faso has succeeded to process gold, why not Nigeria? Why not Cameroon? Why not Congo? Why not Ghana? So we need to allow Africans to start processing their gold, their resources, agricultural products, so that they can create jobs. Not someone who is coming to displace more than thousands of people and yet hiring 200 people. You know, in Africa, let me give this secret. Maybe you don't know this. In Africa, for instance, you find a village or an area where more than 500 people are doing the activities. If African government discover that in that area there's minerals or there's resources or that area is potential for agriculture, our governments always displace those people by saying we have get an investor. There's someone who is coming to invest, and that person is coming to create jobs. And that's why I've been saying this. One of the things that is a scammer for this continent is the issue of employment. So someone from China, from Europe, from America can come to this continent or to Africa, displace more than 500 people, and take that area that is huge of potentials and hiring 200. And the government say, you know, this is development. What kind of development is that, brothers and sisters? To displace 500 people and hiring 200. 5,000 are being displaced, their home are being destroyed, and giving that area to one European, one Chinese, one foreigner by the name of investing or investor, and displacing others, and give only 200 people just jobs. You know, these are not jobs. These are given money to survive, because you work for 8 hours, you are given small amount of wages. It's just for existential. And that's why you can see Africans, we don't have rich people. Chinese have succeeded to lift people from poverty. But if you come to Africa with these resources that we have not succeeded to uplifting Africans from the poverty. So we want jobs. And I hope Madam President will turn Namibia as an example country for the Africa, where young people will work with elders, will collaborate with government to make sure that they create jobs themselves. Not this notion of promising us jobs as if we Africans, we are empty-headed. It doesn't make sense. So, brothers and sisters, if you have something to share with us, please do so through the comment section. And if you have already shared your view and you are new in this platform, make sure that you subscribe this platform to join a big family of Make Africa Great. And if you've already subscribed, one thing that I'm asking from you is to share this message to others who are here in the continent, and also to those who are in the diaspora or somewhere else in this world, so that they can get the message of Mama Netumbo Nandi. That, you know, sometimes I confuse Dr. Alikana and Dr. Netumbo Nandi. That all of them are doctors and all of them are Pan-Africanist. But here I'm talking about Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, the president of Namibia. After that, let me say have a nice time. See you next in other video. Thank you for watching. Let me salute you in the name of Pan-Africanism. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa.